right, everybody, welcome to not Monday, but the beginning of Tuesday, and of course, the beginning of the market. I hope everyone had a great weekend. I had a decent extended weekend, even though here in Australia, of course, no public holidays. I hope everyone in America had a great time, and I think it's time for us to get straight into this market because there are things happening, guys. There are things happening. Now, if you're looking at the futures and you're thinking, oh, it's down, don't worry about that. That is the funny business of the futures market. Remember, there's only one market in the world that moves anything, and that's the best market in the world, the US market. So therefore, the US market wasn't open. What happened? Futures went like this. Futures go like this. They start and end pretty much in the same situation. And it's like that time didn't even happen, guys. Didn't happen. Don't worry about it. There are some interesting levels, though, coming in on the crypto world. So obviously, Bitcoin had a nice run through the weekend. We get into the beginning of the session. We'll talk about Bitcoin here and then go through our normal market discussions, everything like that. Yeah, so it's pulled back here a little bit. You can see the previous long leg doji here around 50,000. We know that's a bit of a psychological zone. We've also seen the 20 moving average act as a really great pickup level quite a few times. So that could be something that a lot of people will be looking at. Is it something to be concerned about? We maintain, and I do not change really my opinion on this, that unless Bitcoin shorts is rising, which it currently is not, or at least Ethereum shorts is rising, which it is, but again, I haven't proven that against the fact that I've used Bitcoin shorts quite a lot in the past. This could mean something. But I haven't back tested that one so much. Bitcoin shorts I've used several times to make sure that us as the plankton, we're the plankton. We don't want the whales eating us up. Ideally, anyway, we want to be watching what they're doing. And right now, they seem to be attacking Ethereum more than they're attacking the beautiful Bitcoins. So Ethereum getting attacked there. XRP, ADA back to 260. I guess for some people that seems like a crash, but we've got to remember where it's come from. This is a real first, I guess, level of maybe some adversity that we've seen in the crypto market since all of this began back in mid kind of July into that August real ramping session. Am I concerned? Not really. Where's your supports for these levels? Well, you can see it very clearly. We've got resistances and supports coming through here on ADA. Let's have a look over at Ethereum. Obviously, Ethereum could be a little bit lower than this. Could be like that 3,400 range. Look, there's pullbacks. This is the normal type of thing with markets. Just be careful out there, guys. But at the same time, follow that price action. There's nothing else that we need to do. Just follow that price action. PK Subban says, I sold all my ETH at 3,900. Clap for PK Subban. Well done. About that level. 4,000-ish was a fairly good sell. Why is it? Psychological level. Makes sense. This is traded by retail traders. If we're trading a retail trading market, what happens? It tends to go to the 00 levels. So you'll notice that, yes, we're down a little bit here on the futures. But as I mentioned before, it all kind of starts and ends at the same point. Let's have a look at the QQQ here to get started. So we go down. We'll go to a 4-hour chart in the QQQ. So QQQ closed 381.59. Current QQQ price 381.69. So nothing's happened, but we've been all around and in between. We hit this resistance, tested it during the futures, and have come down. Do we have a clear sign of anything yet this week? Absolutely not. Do we have the ability for the technicals to take over? Yes, because only bit of big news that I saw, probably the PPI coming through. I think it's Friday in the US. That might be a bit of key news. I'm sure there's a few other things that will put the spanner in the works, but realistically, we're stuck in a bit of a range. And when you're in a range, the best thing about it is you can trade within that range. The best market currently to trade within the range, probably going to be the SP500, just purely because it's got that beautiful 45.20, 45.18 support. If we move over actually to the futures market, check out this, guys. Is this not a thing of beauty? Supports, resistances, middle zones, more selling into the supports. This is where the market is currently trapped. Which day, though? I want to ask the chat this. You guys have bigger brains than possibly me. I don't know. Maybe you're the biggest brains out there, guys. Which day will our little range between 45.20.18 and 45.50 get closed above or below? Which day, guys? Let me know right now. Is it today? Is it Tuesday? Is it going to be Wednesday? Or will it be all the way through to Friday? What do you think, guys? Verified News says mRNA Moderna jabs pulled in Japan. Yes, that's right. He says market seems oblivious. So absolutely. Nived says today, Tom, today. A few people saying Friday. Ray Lim, please don't make it Friday. Come on, man. That's so far. Do we really have to be like this till Friday? I mean, there is some good intraday trades if it does occur like that. Remember, jump into the smaller timeframes. Look for the lightning bolt each way. That's going to be one of those things. You want to look at each range, look at the key resistance, dial into the smaller timeframes if you're looking for those types of scalps. Then we've got Conscious Investing saying September 14th to 22nd. So obviously that is playing into the idea that the options are expiring. We've seen the 14th drop every month. So for anyone that's new to the stream, by the way, guys, thanks for the upvotes. Do appreciate it. If you're not aware, I'm sure everyone's talking about it. I'll probably put it in tomorrow's video, but we've discussed it several times. One of the very helpful Big Brain members of the community actually brought this up a few months ago, and they were talking about the 14th of every month being the driver towards that downside, between that 14th and the 16th, around those options expiries. So we have options expiry time, we get that sell-off, we go back here. So we have August, obviously. Then we go July, 14th, sell-off. We go back to June, 14th, sell-off. We go back to May, sells off early, and then sells off again on the 14th. So it's been pretty consistent with this idea of the 14th sell-off. Now, a lot of people have said, oh, Tom, it can't happen again. Well, the thing about it is that you have sometimes little signals that give you the ability to potentially short. Let's say you'd recognize this because it goes back all the way into January, I believe. What is this candle, guys? What are these two candles telling us about the market? I want the chat to answer this while I read a few things here. While I read a few messages, let's see what happens here. Alberlo says, hi, Tom, Neo forming lightning bolt. We'll check it out soon. Thank you very much. Marvin the Martian in the house. Thank you, Dave. I think you've almost attended every single live session we've ever done. That's pretty damn amazing. James Gale answering the question says, losing momentum, Tom. The ship is sinking. That's right. What it is doing is it's a story. And remember, think of price action like it's telling you a story, except it's not really a beautiful lullaby. It's not really a beautiful story that you go to sleep to. It's more like the war zone, and you're trying to navigate in the middle. Remember the whale. There's whales everywhere. You're the plankton. You're getting in between them. You're trying to figure out where to go next. So what's this telling us? Well, firstly, rejection wick. Okay, so you're at the top. Your rejection wick. All right, could be a sell-off, but we're not getting enough information yet. That's a pretty small amount of information. We have a little bit of support down here from the previous session. We have a bit of a resistance forming. Fair enough. We have our community trend line coming through. We knew all these things. Then we get the long leg doji. Remember, that's the high, the low, and the close and the open in the middle, showing us that indecision. And the indecision is the key point here. The market at that point says, well, I don't know what's going on. Then we recognize the 14th and we say, could the whales be ready to potentially take us out? We don't know yet. We don't know. We have no idea. The whales could not be there. And then we get our closure underneath the long leg doji. What does that tell us? It tells us indecision, decision made. Let's bring that thing down. That's what they say. Bring that thing down. And then it sells off. So we go back and we think about that. And we think about the current storyline that's being told to us by the SPX, the SPY, the SP500, whatever you want to call it. You can use any of those codes. They're all good. So we have here the long leg doji, the extra little indecision candle that we've seen here. So we've got 2 days of basically the market saying, hey, we have actually no idea what we're doing. Now, what date are we? 7th of September. So is this, big news yet? No, it's nothing. I mean, it tells us literally nothing, but it does tell us, hey, whoa, hold back, neutralize a little bit here. If you're a day trader, you're trading the little range. If you're a scalper, you're trading the little range. And if we close either way, then we've got a decision made. Then we can drive into those smaller timeframes and start to make better decisions. Remember, guys, It's reading the story. The price action is the story. That's the big thing. We want to go there. Don't worry about the fake news media. We don't need to worry about that. We just read the price action. We can bring some of that big actionable data in if we want to as well, but we don't have to do it. We do not have to do it if we don't choose to. Sandola77 sends the $4 super sticker. Thank you very much, Sandola, as always. And he says, good morning, Tom. I know China's Evergrande is having an impact down under. Will any of it carry over to the US market? Don't really know what we're talking about. It's a big word, Sandola. It's a big word. Let me have a look. What does this mean? What the? Evergrande bonds suspension as price plunge. I mean, it's not really doing anything to us. I mean, if you're talking about anything in our market, the market here looks really good. I mean, the Australian market has been fine. Yes, iron ore is certainly getting hurt, but I don't specifically think that anything has particularly gone wrong. I mean, have a look here. Have a look at the ASX 200. Other than iron ore, if you actually check our market out, you have a look at the ASX 200. Is this a market that is scary right now? Not in my opinion. Okay. So in terms of things spilling out over to the US 100 or anything like that, yeah. I mean, I think that there's always that back storyline. We saw in 18, obviously, there was trade tensions that caused a huge flop, especially in the tech side of things, as techs are very global. They lost it. But yeah, realistically, not a big thing. Evergrande is like the Lehman of China. Oh, don't worry about that, guys. They mopped that up. They mopped that up easy. Tens of billions? Whatever. They'll just literally pay it off. Don't worry about that, guys. Not the first one that's ever gone down. Go have a look at some of the banks and look how bad they are. In China, the banks, the corporate debt is crazy. Most of them are owned by the state partially now. Don't worry about it. It's like saying I'm worried about Japan. Hey, you could always be worried about Japan. Japan is insane. When you own 65% of your entire bond market, that's not cool. That is not cool. But it doesn't seem to matter. And that's the new day and age we're in. I mean, realistically, that jobs number, you would think, would crack the market down. And this is what I guess I want to get at. You can look and say big red news and everything. And maybe I want to bring the channel back to this a little bit. I mean, it doesn't get me the hits, but I'll bring the channel back here a little bit. I've got some feedback. Fair enough. Follow, number one, the story of the market. The story of the market, we've got 888, by the way, lucky number. Viewers, thank you very much, guys. The story of the market is always going to be that we have price action movement, and that's going to tell us the true thoughts of what the market is telling us to do. All of this news, how are you going to be able to interpret it? Are you an economist? Are you an expert in bonds? Are you an expert in NEO? Are you an expert in this particular stock that you're looking at? Unless you are better than the best, better than the algorithms written by Albert Einstein himself, or somebody smarter than Albert Einstein, you're not going to be able to beat them that way. You've got to go with them. We talk all the time about participation phases. When the price action goes up, you go long at the key breaks of resistance levels. When that happens, you get in. When you see the market turning around, e.g. for the SP500 or Nasdaq, probably underneath the 50 exponential moving average will be the key here. You can see very clearly if it gets under the 50, then you set longer term plans of exactly where you're wanting to dip buy. Is that dip buy going to be an average? Are you going to pick up different levels? But until it's underneath what you already know is reoccurringly buy zone, what can you do? We've mentioned this several times. So, yeah. Scott Morgan, $5. DKNG looks like it will open above its ascending triangle. Scott Morgan, by the way, is a huge DKNG bull. Just watch out, guys. All right, I will check it out in a sec. Lots of momentum with NFL kicking off this week. Agreed. Thoughts on the pattern? Well, I do love a good pattern, Scott Morgan. So we will check that out in 1 second. I did say to Alberto I'd do NEO. So we'll have a quick look over here at NEO. If you want the key levels for, actually, I might start putting that in maybe somewhere on the screen. You guys would probably like that. Put like a little post-it over, kind of like here, or maybe on the left-hand side of me or something, where it has some of the key levels of the day. But basically, SP500 support is around 35.18. Resistance is around 35.50. If you break resistance, I think it's like 30.36. And if you break this support, 3,500, then 34.80. They're the key levels for the SPY, and the other indices will be according to that. Yes, I do agree there's a lightning bolt here on NEO. Yes, it has gotten through 39.65. That was a good spot there. I like the closure. What we're talking about with lightning bolt, by the way, is a trough, a peak, a higher trough, and then a higher peak. There it is, guys. There it is. Trough, peak, higher peak. Beautiful stuff. Very nice. By the way, just with fundamentals, remember, there is only really one big thing that you need to follow. Firstly, you follow the Gov/the Fed. When the government injects cash into the businesses, usually there's a massive tail on. So there's an over expenditure curve. So remember, the money doesn't just pack in day one. It continues to pack in over time. And then it usually doesn't just go like that. It usually continues to curve up and then slowly goes down over time. So you follow the Gov Fed money first, you follow the price action, and all these little bits of PPI, CPI. I'll probably put it in the title. Hell yes, I will actually, because people search that stuff. But realistically, it doesn't matter. It's only when they all stack together and the price action comes that way. So yeah, I quite like this. Not too bad. Close above, has gapped. If you want to get that follow through action, probably need above 41, which at pre-market is opening at today. So I hope it can continue that bullish action for you. Let's have a look here at DKNG now. DraftKings. Let's see if we can find the time frame. Probably going to be a 2 hour based on what I'm seeing here. So what Scott is correctly analyzing is basically he's saying there's a series of higher lows, Tom. What do you think about that? I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you. Then he's saying there's a resistance across the top. Absolutely. Now, this is going to be a bit hard to backtest, isn't it? We all know that during big peak sports seasons, like obviously NFL in America is the most popular sport, yeah? So you used to have baseball's been really popular, I guess, in the past. NBA obviously is one of those up-and-coming ones. NFL is still the king, I guess, of the sports. If that does end up driving profits, if it has a seasonal attached to it, I think that would be very, very strong here. So you've got your first resistance, you've got your second resistance, and then you've got your third resistance. Sweet. So you've basically made a good story. Series of higher lows, beautiful stuff. You've got 3 resistances, and you're putting pressure on. It's got to close pretty fast, though, because you don't want it to peter out. Like, remember, it has to do it, and ideally it does it 2/3 through the ascending triangle. Now, if anyone's done our ultimate masterclass, links down below, they would know there's reasons why that should occur. But you want it to happen much quicker than near the close. Because otherwise what happens is this. And then you say to somebody, oh, there was an ascending triangle there. And they say, what ascending triangle? And you're like, I swear it was there, man. It was there. No. It's gone. Because at this point, you stop getting those higher lows, higher highs, and higher lows, and you stop getting that big momentum. This is meant to be a coiling spring ready to blow out and go crazy. Proofing it, you want to take 2/3 of the way through. We take that distance. Could be a stock, could be a currency, could be anything. And we see whether it proofs. It doesn't really proof fantastically, but I do agree. It's an ascending in the middle of this range. Hopefully it does break out. Price you're looking for, 61.50 plus. Exactly where it is, pretty much on the pre-market here. Very good. Chronically Sam says, own it, Scott Morgan. We know that Scott loves it. And he says, I wear that badge with honor. That's the DKNG badge. You must love watching sports right now then, Scott. Every single time you watch a sport. Like I watched the UFC fight night on the weekend. And I watched that Paddy guy. He was pretty funny. I don't even know where he's from, Liverpool, I think, or something. But he was pretty funny. And I watched that. And then I just saw this. Everyone's just got crypto.com T-shirts on, and DraftKings is everywhere and all of this type of stuff. It's always hilarious stuff. Musti says 187 million vanished in crypto in the last 4 hours. Dang. That's easy done. Only when you kill off billions is where you're doing damage there. William, $5. The best advice ever: make a plaque of it. Which one, man? Don't follow the fake news. Absolutely, bro. Follow price action, guys. Follow government money, guys. Follow Fed, guys. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to anyone else. We're all talking heads. Ultimately, the only rules to live by is follow the price action, follow the government money, follow the Fed. Yes, that's right. Chris Smith says 9/17, so 17th of September, is the quad witching. Last time in June, it had a big effect on some stonks. Yeah, quad witching is a big event. And yes, we do have quad witching. Hey, don't take my next name of the video, man. Quad witching, it's always spooky time or something like that will be in the thumbnail. But yeah, absolutely. Quad witching is a big event, Chris, and it's going to come up. And we know that it does have an effect on the market. Specifically, you might see a little bit of volatility rise. The Thursday can be really weird. The Friday can be weird. So go look that up, Investopedia or whatever, if you're not sure what quad witching is. Basically, when all of them expire across. NFL helps Papa John's too. True. Well, actually, that's a good point, Lieutenant Dan. Does it help Gumbo Shrimp businesses, Lieutenant Dan? Was it Gumbo Shrimp? I can't remember that film. I haven't seen it in 15 years. Matthew Harris, Australian $5. ASX LYC, does the daily count as a weird double bottom? I do love a good weird double bottom. If so, does it activate above 714? Loving the stream as always. No worries, Matthew. Let's check this out, man. ASX of the LYC, Linus Rare Earths, a very popular stock in Australia. I'm not sure if I see a daily double bottom. Okay, so what he's saying, I do see a good roll reversal area though, my sir. This is very good. I like the roll reversal area. You put your little box here. Nice little box. Create a range. Not beautiful price action. Let's have a look at the weekly. Ugh. Why did it do this? How nasty it was. Then it's closed. Then it's long leg doji early this week. You just need it above here, don't you? So that tells us a bit about the stories. Why, you go top down. You go out, you have a look at the real picture. What's the real picture? In fact, you should start with the monthly to get an idea of how vertical it is. This is not insane, but it's definitely not cheap. Let's go to the weekly and the daily. So we probably need this daily to really crack past the 715. That's what you're looking for. 715 plus. I wouldn't say double bottom, but I would say it's making a recovery of higher lows. Yeah, at the right roll reversal zone. Obviously, you've got target 780. And yeah, real close above here. Should be able to achieve that. 740 first resistance and then 780 after that. It's not bad. It's not amazing, if you know what I mean, Matthew. Monica Nakamura, $5. Good morning, Tom. DGX and gold, please. All right, let's have a look at DGX for you. DGX, by the way, VIX traders unite. You're up 5.67%. And the market's barely even gone down. That's fantastic. Look at that. Beautiful VIX at 17.32. DGX broken out high, closed above. It's been consistently doing nice things. This was a pretty good little pickup here. If you'd managed to get into that. Plenty of different entries around this zone of 129. At 156, you continue to follow your trend. But if you're thinking of re-entering the position here, you've really got to ask yourself, what is your expectation? Is your expectation that you go to 160? Is your expectation you go to this range? Yeah, I mean, it looks bullish. I guess if I was entering here, I would have entered some there and then some on the close, and that would have been it. Other than that, maybe even a little bit here. I would have just kept entering as I saw this confirmation come through. I think it's okay to like a 158, 160. I don't know what else it's got in it, but there's nothing negative about this stock right now. Overall, it's had some nice pullbacks. Daily 20s have pulled back and found support. That might be something to spot. It looks okay. It's currently in services to the health industry. I love services to the health industry. Hey, if the Solar Active Obese Index is going up, let's have a look at our obesity index. Is it? There it is. Obesity index. How are we going over here? Can you believe this thing exists? The obesity index, guys. My God, look at it go. Oh, it's a good one. It's a good one, guys. Yeehaw! What a thing. Slimmed. It's a beast. The Solar Active Obesity Index is unstoppable machine. All right. It's like healthcare, but even more crazy. Look at it go. We've been talking about it for 12 months and how, unfortunately, this pandemic is the perfect Solar Active Obesity Index driver. You might say, well, I'm going to stop watching you right now, Tom. That is rude, but it is the reality of humankind, unfortunately. And this will continue to rise, I feel, which is quite unfortunate. But it is a big driver into that healthcare idea. Remember, healthcare, the part of the reason why I like it is not only is it a mid-cycle sector, very good, into the late cycle as well, but people will pay anything for their health. And unfortunately, when you see the evil obesity index going big, then you know the bad things are going to happen in the future to people's health. And we're already seeing that downturn of people's life expectancy. It's not good, guys. It's not good. Anyway, it is what it is. The next question you had was about gold. 1808 for gold. Monthly. Where did the monthly close again? The monthly closed a massive bullish hammer. No follow through currently. Let's go to the weekly. Okay. Let's go to the daily. All right. So this daily is coming down, back down to this 1807 support and putting pressure back on this line. Oh, it's a bit of a falling knife right now, guys. This dollar index that we'll have to look at is really putting pressure here. This is the support. This is it. This is the zone. We hit the 1830. We came down, hit the 1820. You would have thought we would have had more further rally here. This is definitely a trade you could have lost on. You know, it's always good to point out trades that you may have lost on. I think it's fair to say that is a losing trade. There are a lot of valid reasons to be in here. You know, you got to say it when it is. Let's learn from this quickly together. Let's do some learning experiences. I think it's hard not to lose on this trade. But would I take that again? Yes. Yes, I would. Because you know, you've got to keep in the back of your mind. If you take a quality trade, and I like this trade quite a lot, actually. You've got a rejection. You've got another rejection. You've got follow-through action. I like it. You obviously need your stop loss setting underneath. But it's the right type of trade. It's got the 3 rejections. It's got a nice hammer. It's got a nice follow-through. I take that every time. And you know what? I know that my stats won't be better than a 7 out of 10 on that. So what do? I take it 10 out of 10 times so I can win 7 out of 10 times. Obviously, that's my arbitrary knowledge of that kind of setup. But I feel like that's my edge type of setup. That's actually not a bad trade. Now, why'd you get slaughtered? Because you're probably trading a nasty Monday. And also, the dollar index is powering with a full lightning bolt. Trough, peak, higher trough, higher peak, long leg doji, about to make decision made. Oh my goodness, this thing is coming. It's trying to get back to that 92.80. The dollar index is up, down, and all around at this stage. Now, if the market is going to fall off today, obviously the dollar index will be here to play. It's back at the first level of resistance right now. You can see previous supports, 50 exponential, held it up. Will this act as resistance? I wouldn't just straight short here, guys. I'd be looking for lightning bolt downside. And if it closed above, obviously you're looking for that 92.80 zone. That's going to put a lot of pressure on the gold trade. Thank you very much. Saying Freudian DKNG has to break through 64 before I'd get excited. Fair enough. Can we please have a look at AMC on the ASX? What the hell is that? We only look at one AMC here, Justin. We only look at one AMC. Tom, crypto, please. We did crypto. We went over that quite a lot. Lieutenant Dan says unemployment money ends today. Correct, it does in many places. Many people see that as a bullish thing with people having to go back to work. Because remember, what did we see in the jobs numbers? Incredibly low restaurant and leisure and many of the jobs that people are still on unemployment benefits for. So some people say, this is what I mean about news. My opinion on the news means not anything bigger than yours. I might know some things that you don't know. Possibly you know things that I don't know. They are just opinions. The price action will show us the true interpretation. The Albert Einstein interpretation. Steven says, Tom, I probably just ripped someone's ears off then. Should I take all my crypto now? Well, look at the crypto market. I mean, what do you expect, guys? If it goes up a ton, it's going to have small corrections. The BTC shorts is still the number one reader for at least the Bitcoin side. Ethereum shorts is rising. That's unusual, but you would have to go back test that. I probably need to do it myself since I do love my Bitcoins. But yeah, at this stage, until 80, it depends which coin you're in. All coins are different. I'm not panicking. Why would you panic? I'm not panicking. Alpha T, £2. SMT on the FTSE, weekly double bottom, InVet fund. InVet, what's an InVet fund? SMT. On the FTSE, so we go LSE here. I assume you mean investment trust fund. Scottish Mortgage Investment Trust Fund. Wow, that's Alpha T. That's very slow moving stock for this channel. What is this? Wowzers. That's a big looking, that's got to be fake news. What is that? That's a big looking candle. All right, let's have a look at the weekly here. No, it was real. It went down and then it came up. So it likes a little bit of spikiness, this does, and then it gets really boring again. Look, you're at the top here. Double bottom. Where? What is it? Where's the double bottom? Am I on the right one? I'll let Dave answer that one for me. I don't know, man. At the resistance, like for me, it's not really much action. I don't really see a double bottom. Yeah, maybe I got the wrong one there, Alpha T, but thank you very much. Jay Nibble says, yes, it's the pre-market. That's right. Got verified news back in the house. Dave, if I remember your name rightly. MTL, Mitchell Mining Holding Co. is up 36% pre-market, $4.39. Let's get your opening opinion on a gap trade. Usually it's scale out. Let's have a look at MTL. MTL Mitchell. Generally, a gap will go to a resistance level. Let's have a look here. $4.40. Yeah, it's gone to a nice level. And we can put a line chart in here. Go to the monthly for a second. Perfect. Yeah, around here makes sense. Monthly closes are there. You can see them. I like going to a line chart. Makes it good. Yeah, this is a very classic kind of level. About 450 is your resistance support zone. Look, when you get a gap like this, you've got to ask yourself a couple of questions. You've got to ask yourself the question is, okay, let's just believe that this distance was the best we could do. And your best distance is maybe 530. And then you've got to ask yourself, well, am I in this for the long haul? How good is that news? Do I think that news can hold, or will it probably come down over time? And most of the time, when you get a massive big rally, it tends to have some sellers. It's human nature. It's up 37.19%. A lot of people will take profit. That's just the way it is. So that taking of profit reduces the stock price generally. So it may go down to like a $4. Maybe you want to scale a portion off. You do whatever you want to do, man. I'm just showing you how the mental psychology works here. And then if it is really, really, really strong, it will go and bust it again. Now, the beauty of, generally speaking, getting out at key resistance support zones, or at least scaling out, is that even if it then breaks this level, what's it going to most likely do? Come down and retest it. So let's say you scaled out a third of your position, and then it came down to 4. You missed it. You wanted to pick it up at this level, and you missed it. 320 didn't happen. Well, then it goes back up to the same level you sold it. You could still get back in. It closes above. You see extra information, and then it pulls back. And you've got to keep that mindset of, actually, I sold it here. So what's the problem with getting back in at the same price, but having all of this great information that I've made from this point? That's something that I do think about. I think it's that extra level of thought process that goes into the investing stuff. Thank you very much as well to the guys joining us here for the Tuesday Open. Thank you, 1,114 people. Remember, smash that like button if you enjoy the comments, guys. It does help me out. And if you want to, click the subscribe button. It also does help me out. Alpha T says, yes, that was the code. Thought it was a double bottom. Or maybe I'm on too high a time frame there, Alpha T. But it's just, it's such a big one if it is. And it's more going up in a rally. This is just in regards to that other thing that we saw before. Lucian says, some people ask too much for a few dollars. And this extends the commentary, Tom. Tom should pick the first ticker when multiple tickers are requested at under $5. Lucian is making me a capitalist. I like that, Lucian. Capitalism. I'm learning. See, Lucian, I'm learning capitalism. That's the way we've got to go with. Is that right, US crowd? US people love capitalism, don't they? I've got no problem with it. It's all right. It's all good. Bradley back $2. Tesla opening at resistance. Yes, yes. Our good friend Tesla opening right at the resistance, guys. I hope you Tesla guys. I really do, because it make me happy, because I've been crapping on about it a bit. Let's go 775, 780. Come on. I don't even care if the market can go down. Let's get the Tesla going what it used to do. Market down, Tesla up. Market more down, Tesla up. That's what we want. That's what it used to do. That was cool. So 741, you are absolutely correct. This 740 zone is evil. Look at it. Stuck here. Can't get past it. Little rejections. Super annoying. Billions of dollars of options. Disasters here. So many people putting in weeklies and just getting absolutely melted. That was quite sad. Let's have a look how many people got melted last week. Let me bring up the analysis from our room. This is our private community robot, along with daily thoughts on the market and other things that we have in there. It's pretty good. Free 7-day trial if anyone's interested. Let me bring in the Tesla here. Tesla. All right. So last week, they're so sneaky. So we ended up with this scenario. And this week, we've got a lot of actual calls here. But the Tesla flow map, the negatives, there were a bit of puts sitting around 735, 730, mostly expired, basically worthless to the premium they would have been paying. And we got to remember, we started last week with 750s and 740s being absolutely stacked. So always go and have a look at your stack rates on options, because Tesla's heavily traded with options, and only when they let it through to the keeper, which again you can see when it gets past 740, I hope for explosive Tesla action, can we really get that stuff happening on. So thank you very much, Bradley back. Appreciate that. Appreciate it. ASX is the Australian Securities Exchange. That is correct. Ulrich Nielsen, DKK $50. UI path earnings after close for it to bull. How much do you reckon it would have to beat the estimates? Oh, I don't know, man. UE path. Come on, Ulrich. You know I don't follow all these stocks. I can't follow everything, sir. How much will it have to beat expectations? By a decent factor. Remember, the market is an optimistic beast. So whatever the expectations are, let's say we have some boffins, and then I think it's going to earn this much per share. Okay, I think it's going to earn this much per share, and then it smashes that by at least 10 to 20%. Well, they're going to be like, well, we already expected it to do that. We were already packing in that price. Think more about the price action leading into the event. If the price action is really strong, then they're expecting a very good number and it has to smash it. If the price action is kind of mediocrity like it is here, it doesn't have to smash it as much. It probably just has to meet and slightly beat expectations. So yeah, nice. This is obviously in a very decent little channel range here. We're looking for it to close above here and then go towards 72.63 for you, Ulrich. I wish you the best and well done. Also, thoughts on 20-year SPX charts I posted. Oh, you put those ones in. That was you. Yeah, there was nothing wrong with them. I'll bring them up tomorrow, Ulrich. We'll do the analysis of those together tomorrow. Can you send them to me personally in Discord? And I'll bring them up tomorrow and we'll talk about them. Alec Diefenbach, $5 Australian. IMU, please, mate. That's an Australian smaller stock, guys. I will quickly do it. Imugen, been all the rage over the last couple of years, or last year, pretty much. I had a lot of people that I know that were quite rich in this thing. They smashed it. They were all over Imugen back here, if I remember rightly. About 10 cents, 9 cents, even before that. So, look, the stock's doing really good. Let's go to the daily. It's a biotechnology. I love biotechnology. Had a bit of a holding pattern recently. I think they were doing an offering, if I remember rightly. Look, it's strong out of the gates here, considering after the offering, 50 cents is the target, and then maybe a little bit of a sell-off, maybe some consolidation after a large move. And then once it busts that, most of these things usually go for 25 cents. Then they go to 75 cents, every 25 cent increment. So it's usually 50 into 75 into $1. That tends to be the way I trade these things. But it's a strong stock. It's not bad. I think it's done an offering, if I remember rightly. Some good closures above this zone. That was a strong buy area. And I hope it gets to 50 for you, Alec. Very good. TLT, please. Yeah, we'll try to do that. We will try to do that very, very soon. Hello, everyone, says Massey. Hello, Massey. Great to have you here. We are just over 15 minutes away until we get the market open. Bradley Back says, lol, as soon as you say Tesla, all the FUD comes out in the chat. Look, guys, you got to believe that valuations don't matter when it comes to trading. Trade the price action. If you're investing, only invest in the rule of principles of the Buffett, okay? And the rules of the principles of the Buffett, I live by this rule. I like it a lot. If the market closed tomorrow and didn't reopen for whatever he says, I think it's 10 years, but we'll go with 3 years. Would you be freaking out? Okay? So the market closes tomorrow in your investment account and then doesn't open for 3 years. Do you like your stocks? Chat, do you like your stocks still? Let me know. The stocks you currently have, would you be scared? Yes or no? Yes or no? We need to know right now. Boytonus Maximus, $4.50. Thoughts on GME with earnings tomorrow? I don't like any of these stocks into earnings. I hate earnings. Let's ignore the earnings. Earnings is bad, okay? Because it can never really live up to the expectations of the lofty short squeeze stocks. I don't know why anyone gets excited about earnings. Have these stocks ever gone up after earnings? Will we hear an announcement of NFT dividends? Give me your worst, Tom. All right, well, I've already begun. I like the price action, my man. And I like it less when I say that weekly. My God, what a hideous looking thing. Demon weekly. Nasty looking. Ugh. Why? Why does this? Come on, guys. The apes so weak last week. What were they doing? Allowing this evil pin bar shooting star to come through. Look, we have a rejection. We have a rejection. It would take me a little bit of lightning bolt action on the smaller time frames for me to be excited about it. I guess I feel like you're in a catch-22. Okay, so let's say they announce NFTs. Half of the people trading this expect that. And the NFTs a dividend. That may create a hype. But until the hype cannot really become psycho on this stock until you get past the magical numbers, when effectively Wall Street let it out of the trap. Remember, we all think we're caning Wall Street. We all think we're caning all these hedge funds and we're caning this person, this person, this person. Half of them are in on the game now. We've seen that with the options trades. So realistically, when they allow it through to the keeper and they say, okay, cool, have fun, we get an AMD style situation. We get AMC style situation. We get Moderna style situation. And then it ramps and it ramps and it goes crazy. I don't believe that can happen to 230. So because you're going into that, if you want to be in, generally I would scale only or use an option. Your risk is obviously a gamble. It's like roulette tabling because you don't even know if that news is good enough for you to push through. When you get past 230, it's highly likely that it's letting it through the keeper because you've got so much rejection over that zone. We've seen it time and time again. Does that make some sense? I like it when it gets above resistances. Let's use AMC as an example. So AMC, we know where the resistance is. It's 48 bucks. It's a pain in the ass. Look at this level. 48 bucks sucks. It sells off, it sells off, it sells off. That sucks. But if it gets past, woohoo, 52, let's go. And we can go back and look at previous times and see the exact same thing. Look at this. 1455, close above, boom, 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 boom. Just like when we got past 12, we went boom, straight into 15. It's that participation phase that you want. That's the delicious part of these squeezes. The delicious bit is the participation phase. Sometimes you miss it. Like it would have been hard to get here unless you were day trading it. If you were just looking for closures, you would have not got it. But then you got a nice opportunity to rebuy it. We were bullish. I go back and watch. I was bullish here. Bullish. Resistances becoming support. I like this. And now I look for this level, and I don't mind it particularly here either. I think it's okay. And we talked about that last week. So, yeah, I don't like them into news. That is my thoughts. Scary. Knock Knock says, no dividends for you. I don't mind if you get the dividends. I hope it goes wherever the hell you need it to go. But, yeah, not a huge fan of that. Jordan Perry says, I love my portfolio. Very good, Jordan. I like that. Chi Cha says, I never trade anything I don't want to own long term because I made mistakes a lot. Ah, very good. Victor Lau says, yes, for the mo part. Do you still hate PLTR? He says, Christopher. I don't hate PLTR. I just didn't like the fact that it would boom in the morning and then crap itself during the day. And then at the end, it was red and it was horrible. And I mean, look at the dailies. They were always like up. Oh, sad times. Up. Look at this. Remember this? Every day started green and ended red. It was horrible. I mean, that's not the fan. But look, we've liked it recently. We have liked it recently. I liked it here. I liked it here. In fact, I went bullish on it here. And it's been, frankly, a sloth. It should be already at 27.30. You know, it's punishing me for even liking it. Come on now. 27.31 is what we need. We want some 27.31. And then once we get past there, then we should get into some cool phase. That's when it gets exciting again. It's like a giant inverse hippopotamus, massive head and shoulders kind of thing going on there. Look at that big left, the big head, the big right. I mean, that's not technical, but you guys know the resistance is key. And then the next movement up could be quite fierce. So we've got great levels for it, but it is slow. It's slow. All right, 11 minutes till the market opens. How are we looking? Let's go back over these crypto coins quickly. Crypto coins, I still think they're okay. Look at BTC shorts. Check out 50K. Obviously, 20 moving average. If you're looking at it, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, and all of that jazz. If you're looking at ADA, you guys should already be aware that the price around that 250 is key zone. Kind of just hit 250, bounced up here a little bit. That's cool. All of them are kind of hitting little supports and stuff. So if they're going to start turning, you ideally want to see them turn now. US 100 coming in weak. If you're worried about it, it's still within a very tight range. Here are the supports and resistances. 15,700, 15,550, guys. 15,520. S&P 500, very, very simple. You've got 45.50, And then you've got 45.20, 4,500, 44.80. Hope that helps you guys. They're all the key levels. Very easy. Very easy. Stuck in the range. Stuck in the indecision. Let's move through. Let's do some rapid fire here. By the way, I still need the graphics designer person to come out. Give me the Top Gun. I need 7-second clip, guys. That's all I need. Use your magic on it. Help me out here. Chronically Sam says, hit the like button, guys. Come on. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you for the 1,208 viewers as well. Appreciate you guys. It's awesome. Malav, we've already done Neo. We quite liked what we saw as well. Nick Blake says, Tom, I'm begging you, please look at the buns and bonds. A special video would be great. Bonds. We'll check it out. We'll have a look at the bonds. It's actually a very disappointing day on the TLT. This is a very disappointing day, guys. The TLT here. Not cool. We've been under our little trend line now, struggling around. And now if it closed underneath here, it'd be very uncool. 50 moving average. We'll find out how this thing ends. We'll do it in tomorrow's video. Should be able to bring it in. All right, let's keep going. Square. All right, Square. Key zone 275. Nothing changes. Trend line. Everything's the same. Apple. Rejection. Long leg doji. Indecision. Nothing much here. Crack of a 155 could be key. Look for that to happen. If it does close above, we move towards the 160, I feel would be quite accurate. Amazon. Resistance formed a few times here. I would have preferred that it pulled back to a 3,400. There should be some positive signs here for Amazon in the future with all of their new businesses and stuff. That's the kind of plan that I have on at the moment. If you like it more than that, then you can, but otherwise, check it out. You got Google 20 moving average pullbacks seem to be quite aggressive, don't they, on the daily here? Many 20s, YouTube just smashing money right now for Google. And I'll tell you this. Live streaming, like we're doing right now, like we're doing in the chat right now, guys, is becoming the new television. All right. How many of you guys watch other live streams? I watch random people live stream watch discussion. I watch fishing people going out and fishing in the ocean because I'm locked in the house. I don't even really watch television anymore, except for maybe, the Grand Tour, because realistically, it's boring. I like watching these random little live hobby charts. They're pretty good. It's good. A cash chopper, Australian $5. Oh, sorry, $5, not Australian, American. Morning, Tom. COVID didn't close the markets at all. So, hell yeah, I'd be scared if something was so bad that the market shut down for 3 years. That's not the point. The point is, if you don't want to hold a stock and you'd be scared of it, you know what the point is, Akash. The point is that if you hold that stock and you weren't able, let's say you weren't able to sell it for 3 years, would you be comfortable? You know what I mean? That's the whole point. You've got to be not on tenterhooks about opening it. MRVL, please. All right, man, let's do that. MRVL. Marvel Technology. Is that trend line? Ah, beautiful. A very nice trend line. Let's get rid of this stupid Bollinger. Get out of here, Bollinger. Why? What did I just delete? 2 Bollingers there were. Sneaky Bollingers. Yeah, okay. Weekly. That is a weird looking. That's so weird. I mean, what is this telling us? The story is weird. Indecision, kind of like a bull movement, then a bear movement. I mean, the price is just like here. If I go to a 2-week, it's just going to be a long leg doji fest. This chart has no idea what it wants to do. Okay. Look at this. It's demented. It doesn't know what it wants to do. I don't like it, but I do like the trend line. I would like clearer direction. I don't even know where you get that. I guess 64 plus, you get clearer direction, sir. Or if you get underneath this level, you get clearer direction. This is in the middle of nowhere land. It's nowhere land right now. Let's keep going in our rapid fire. Snowflake continues towards our 320 goals. Well done to people holding that one still. I must admit, I did scale out a bit on that one. In phase here. We have 178 still looking for a closure above. Has not happened. 147 now, or sorry, 171 now. Looks like it's driving down rather than up. So no real action there. Microsoft still could be double topping. Keep watching this key zone, $300-ish. What is this? 297. So underneath 297 could be the beginning of some toppling as well, because when you think about it, Microsoft's massive. That could be a toppling effect that does get occurred. ARK at resistance, Tesla will be the thing that takes it through. ARKG continues to, grind higher, which is great. Beam trading right on that key support. Resistance becomes support. I do like this level for Beam. It's interesting. Edit, similar kind of level. Interesting stuff if you like those buyer stocks. CRISPR, just flailing, absolutely flailing this stock. Needs to get above 128.50 to get interesting. SPLK continues to boomer its massive inverse head and shoulders. And by that, I mean it's slow, it's steady, and I have great aims for SPLK. We'll come back in 6 months, SPLK. You and me. 6 months' time, we'll be back. CRM, this one, 6 months' time, we'll be back. QCOM, just lame, frankly. I was a big fan of the QCOMs, and I scaled off at 150, and I bought a little bit more here, and it's just done nothing. It's done nothing, guys. It's boring. TDOC, I do like this. I want it above this level here from a technical perspective. So what we're really looking for here is a trough, a peak, a higher trough, and then a higher peak. And we're looking for a closure above that, like 147, 148. That should trigger some participation. So we haven't lost faith. Remember, TDOC's hated stock. We've got to remember where it came from. Hated stock in the industry. Hated stock in general. Nice wick rejections. The story is getting better. And it did come from $300 earlier this year. And remember, the reason I like it so much is, let's say we get recovery. What happens after this point, guys? What happens after this point? Chat, let me know. Let me know. We'll read Ulrich's message here. Ulrich Nielsen, DKK $20. Best ticker to track the housing market, Tom. The Australian Core Logic Index. Nah, it depends on the country you're in. In Australia, it'd be the Core Logic Index. In America, God, someone in the chat might have to tell you. I must admit, I know very little about American property. I know that it's cheaper than Australian property. I know that Canada is overly expensive. I also know that Australia is ridiculous, but Core Logic would be Australia. You need a good tracker for percentages. So let's see if the chat gets this one right. Let's keep going. We've got to keep going. We've got 2 minutes. Barber, 2.17. What's that bring us to? 173. I feel like these things are getting their recovery on. Look at the recovery. It looks better than it did just with the falling knife. This is the first time we're getting some decent action. 20 moving average must be destroyed with Barber. We need to go up, not down. Things are looking better. Baidu also looking better. I mean, there are some big regains here if you get in and you believe in this stuff. JD also coming through that resistance. Very nice. All looking good. Neo also looking good. Twilio looking decent, but not amazing. NVIDIA looking NVIDIA-ish. Nothing really changes there. Pins looking boring, but I like it above 58. Let's get a closure here. Get that trough high peak going on. Current pre-market 56.51. 10 and whatever. Roku. Meh. Etsy. Not bad. Still looking to close higher here. DKNG we talked about. Airbnb. Every day is just annoying on this stock. But anyway, it keeps grinding higher even with these nasty rejection wicks. Intel looking at 55. Hasn't happened yet. Look for November on Intel. Spotify continues its strength up, which is awesome. Netflix continues to ramp. Interesting fact, you go look at the senators in the US. They were buying Netflix, guys. They were buying Netflix out of control. How did they know? How did they know? My God. All right, here we go. We've got the market open. Let's go over here. So market opens, S&P 500 down 0.38%. We've got our miniature little range here. We can see it. We'll quickly bring up the 4 screener. Got Tesla coming in at 740, right at resistance. For people that like Tesla, you need to close above this zone. Probably one of those ones where you can start to potentially scale in. If you like that type of thing, obviously you got to make your own decisions. You can see it's now hit an all-time peak, at least for the last couple of trade sessions. That's kind of cool. Good work, Tesla. Been talking about the bullish intentions there for a few days now, if not a week and a half. That would be kind of cool. US 100 down 0.28 at 56.60, but that's only the futures. If we move to the QQQ, you guys will notice it's actually up on the day 0.07%. So a smidgeling up. Let's scroll through. AMC up 3.68. GME barely up in front of the big news of their earnings. And Tesla starting to roll here at a 746. Tencent also very nice. I watched the Hong Kong move here. It's outside of the channel range. So these Chinese stocks certainly looking much better than they were only a month ago. These are all positive. We can see the 573 as the take. Futu, another one over there that's starting to look positive, recovering well. These are, it feels like the Chinese stock is actually looking much, much better. NVAX also right at the tippity top for explosion if it can get through. This is a dangerous stock though, as you know. It can move a lot. Want to also thank very much. Thank you again for UEC last week, Super Chat people. That was a phenomenal trade. Very happy with uranium. Uranium was cool. All right. I think we caught up with the Super Chats. Thank you very much, guys, for the support as per usual. Cody has Tesla with little rocket ships attached. 747 coming in strong here. Expect a 750, some selling to occur. QQQ is going to be potentially an issue for it today. You can see the market going down. Tesla doesn't care. Elon Musk just like, whatever, man. I got robots. Tomaz says NVAX 261. Yes. Come on, NVAX. NVAX certainly one that we've been discussing quite a lot on our Private Monday Hangouts. A little bit in the public community too. I would like NVAX to be much higher. Let's go. But they're not. Remember, biotechnology stock is crazy. It's like the crypto of stocks. So Tesla, NVAX, all these companies, well, NVAX might do its own thing, are going to potentially suffer should the S&P 500 get through the key little levels. So we've got the 45, 18, 20 zone being the key support here for the S&P 500 today. This is where we expect the market to kind of float down to, and ideally it finds either buying pressure here, or if it does destroy itself, it does something like that back down to the 4,500. So we'll be watching it throughout the session, or at least you guys should do it. Amazon, Google running with Tesla. Let's have a look. Sound Whisperer. Sound Whisperer. Tesla up 2%, Sound Whisperer. Amazon is up 0.18%. Okay. It's not enough, bro. It's not. I think that it's like, hey, don't worry, I did it, but it's funny. You like looking at a 1 minute chart and you think that thing's running. 0.2% ain't running. It's like when someone said to me the other day, oh, oil's crashing, man. It was down 0.3%. I'm like, it's not crashing. You're watching the tick chart, Sound Whisperer. Potentially. Match Group it's up 6.22%. We've got Spotify up 5.2%. That's a beast. Baidu up 3.33%. Tesla, yes. Alibaba, 2, yes. Airbnb. I hate that stock, but it's up 1.7. And then we go this demon stock. Where is it? SE. I want to just quickly talk about SE. Is this the fastest ramping stock? I love SE. I'll admit this. One of the private community members kept crapping on about SE. Thank you very much, Klim. It was good. Thank you for talking to me about it, because then I watched their ads and I realized I was missing out on SE. This thing is insane. So it's not only priced crazily, but we have to ignore the price. Just don't even look at the fundamentals. Don't even worry about it. The only thing that matters on SE is price action and incredible ramp. These guys are going to Poland They only just entered Brazil, and then they entered Mexico, and now they're going to Poland. They're crazy. I've never seen a company ramp like them in terms of going against the competition. Now, that can work two ways. It could be too quick, too fast, or it can work incredibly well and they take over. So we'll find out whether Shopee can get it done. Jeff Holmes says Motley Fool loves SE2. Oh, no. That scares me, sir. Motley Fool likes it. Oh, wait. Is this American Motley Fool or Australian Motley Fool? They are different companies, it feels like. Kim Lim says SE looking for the 380 TP. Yeah, we got it here, Clem. We haven't taken it away. We got a big line, big blue line, looking for that action. Hopefully we do get it. So markets are now down 0.44% on the US 100. Tesla still up 2 though. And we got US 500 down at 0.53%. Before you start freaking out, just remember we are in an incredibly current bull market. Yes, there could be weakness. Yes, if you're worried about it, these are the key levels to be looking at. And if you're looking for little bounces, you're looking for little bounces here. Ideally, these are the zones. But don't ever be scared. Always just be prepared, guys. And what I mean by that is if you're checking like the daily and you're thinking, where do I need to actually really have the longer term dip plan and maybe some cash? Well, you don't really need to have it till it gets underneath this trend line because it keeps holding this trend line. That's also the 50-day moving average, exponential. Tesla just hit 750, says Critical Thinking. Very cool. 750. Yes. Let's go. We just want some 775, 780 action. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. 751. Come on now. Let's get 752 and I'll end the stream. Come on. All right. Stream's over, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Ralph Moller says, Tom seems to hate Facebook. The only FANG stock he doesn't cover. I don't hate Facebook. I think it's the cheapest stock. I hate antitrust. I don't like antitrust, guys. I'm scared by antitrust. I like Facebook. Here's my trend line. You can look at my trend line. Look, the trend line is good. There's nothing wrong with the trend line. You can also put it in a top channel as well if you didn't know. It's a beautiful thing. There's your trend line. There's your Facebook action. But it's pretty boring. I mean, there are multiple great cases here for Facebook, but I don't think it's in Facebook's business itself. It's the other ones. Donkin Dave says, I hate Facebook. You know what I like? Facebook groups. They're like crappy versions of forums. Lucian says, when Tesla bulls the market, it is red, 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 red. True, Lucian. We said that before. We were talking about how it can go up. Then Urban Elemental says mRNA. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let me introduce you to a little friend we call NVAX, Urban Elemental. Bam, 6.44%. Bam. Look at it go. Look at it go. Private community unite. Continue. Very nice. Very nice. That's right, mRNA. We got you. We're looking at you right now. We got you. We got the 6.18%. All right. What have you got? Your little 1.7%. It's not enough. Beam 3.48. Yes, the day of biotech. I love biotech. Damon Sahani, Australian $2.99. You missed my super chat. Damon. You are a good man. Thank you very much, sir. Now, what did I miss? Oh, man. If I missed it, that means this stupid program didn't pick it up. Let me look through. Oh, yeah. Wait, let me see if I can find it, sir. All right, I'm scrolling back. This one should have everything. Got a cash. We'll make sure to do. Oh, no. Damon, can you please just chat what it was, man? I can't see it. It's gone. It's gone. SW says mRNA has approved vaccine. NVAX doesn't. Exactly, SW. Let us introduce you to the market capitalization. $19.8 billion. Okay? $19.8 billion. I don't really care about any of the companies. mRNA, $170 billion. So yes, NVAX is incredibly risky. Of course, it must have an actual approval. If it doesn't, watch your account get blitzed. You'll lose blitz money. It'll go down like 30, 40% in a day. But that's the point. It's there's big reward and huge risk. Reward doesn't come easy. Reward doesn't come easy. Amazon going bull. Let's have a look here. It's 0.4% up. Market now only 0.33% down. US 500, 45.25. Now, where was the question? Let's see if Dave can get it for me. Akash Chopra says, yeah, I know, just messing about. Oh, yeah, no worries, Akash. All good, man. Do we have here Damon's thing? I can't leave without helping out Damon. Damon, speak to me. What was your question? ASX 200 monthly view. Okay. Speak to me, man. ASX 200, the Australian market of iron ore, oil, and financials. Let's have a look here. Yes, it's going up, sir. Look, if it did dip, you know where the level is. It's going to be around that 7,200 zone because that was previous resistance. There's not much to really say about our markets. Why I kind of don't talk about it too much. I mean, we've got a little trend line. If we have a look here at the weekly, see the trend line, the weekly trend line. We like the weekly trend line and the daily trend line. That's been good. We close underneath this, bad things happen. We go back down to 7,200. We close above maybe like a 75.60. We should move towards 76.55. I don't really have too many problems with Australia, but we need more tech, guys. We're not like America, the best country for the stock market. And the main reason is because we just don't have tech. Our tech is like being bought by American companies. It's just not good enough. But overall, yeah, 72 is an interesting zone. This little red box here is where I'm looking if it does pull back. This is my zone I want to see turnarounds in. Somewhere in there, sir. And you've got my trend line, which you can see. And you've got the key little zones that are happening here. Good luck. Urban Elemental says, Aussies, I love the Breville's. Yeah, I have a Breville coffee machine. It's good. It's good. Donkin Dave says Australia needs to end the lockdown. That won't happen till, yeah, God knows. November, October, something like that. Monthly view looks like it's ready for a pullback. Yeah, but the problem is you can't predict it. So that's really it. And then James Fleming says Tesla mooning. That's right. 780. Let's go. Come on now. 775, 780. We want to get back here and then we want to do this. Yeah, like that. And then be back at it. Then go to $1,000. Why not? Why the hell not? Tesla's got to be the most polarizing stock in the market, I feel. Look at this. It's very up, down, and all around. Biotech's up hard. Some of the big FANG stocks are up a bit. Let's have a look at the FANG index before we finish up here. The FANG. Unstoppable FANG. It's amazing how low the FANG was, though, for so long. You were able to get September price in February and in May, which we talked about a lot in this channel. The FANG was cheap. Now it is getting more expensive. Has this gone the distance? Let me take the little FANGometer out. Let's check this out. Not technically. It's at the resistance right now. This thing does drive the market. We'll find out what happens at the close. But look, I'm very happy for Tesla holders. Thank God. Let's hold this long. Let's keep it going. I want to see you guys in the green, ideally. VIX is going up as well. So VIX traders being benefited. Look at this, 8.72% up now. Not bad. Congrats to VIX holders. It is really convoluted. Some things green, some things red. DKNG up 2.38. Very good for Scott Morgan. NVAX doing okay. Futu doing well. Chinese stocks doing well. Oh, this thing's unstoppable. The uranium thing doing well. It's a good day for many stocks. Thank you very much, guys. Dwayne Boyd, $5, says, I'm new to trading only in 1 year. Where should I start to learn the ins and outs? Well, I would say come on over to fxevolution.com, join up with the ultimate masterclass, links in the description below. That would be your best bet, Dwayne. Otherwise, look, there's plenty of free stuff out there. There's no doubt. You can go to Investopedia. You can go to Baby Pip or whatever the hell it's called. However, there's a difference between theoretical knowledge and then a little bit of extra trading gems, trading opportunities, trading delish, I would call it. And there's a huge difference. It's like going to uni. You go to uni, you learn fundamentals, you come out, you get a job, and you're like, ooh, what did I learn again? What did I learn? I didn't learn enough. So that would probably be some of the places I would go. You can get great stuff there, but there's plenty of people who have done the course. You can ask it and see what they think. Why not? I mean, we back it up. There's a money back guarantee there as well. So you can do that type of thing. Andrew Cross says, you gotta love it. Absolutely. Also, I would suggest if you watch our channel, you'll pick up quite a few tidbits of information. Yes, Unity Software. See, a company that if I know what it is, I technically wouldn't buy it because I don't love it. But hey, great technical. Beautiful thing. I love it a lot. The technical is great. Cody says, bang on, Tom. Uni only teaches the fundamentals. Yes, unfortunately it does. But it is also the reality of our world and situation. So it looks like the market is literally all over the place. We're down now 0.44% here on the US 100. It's not that scary. I mean, on the QQQ, you'll notice it's not that much. It's only down 0.12%. So just keep watching the key zones, guys. There's nothing really to be worried about at this point. I do want to thank each and every one of you, though, for your likes, for your subscribes, for your super chats, for your support of the channel and your support of the community. And I will see you guys tomorrow, bright and early for me, well, for you, but obviously incredibly late for me. And we will be probably taking the stream at some point to the close because I want to talk closes. Closes are cool. So we'll be doing that at some point as well. Thank you so much, guys. We'll catch you tomorrow. Great chat. See ya very much. Alberlo says rotation on the Russell 2000. I mean, the Russell's doing well, but not yet. We'll see rotation if this thing gets through the mega channel. We'll find out. Catch everybody. Bye for now. Here we go. Peter, I need to say this. Peter Gaulik says, I've read hundreds of books. The FX course, being ours, I guess, is the best TA training you can get, period. There you go. Thank you very much, Peter. Appreciate it. Thank you so much, guys. Bye for now.